Angelo.
What's going on, Danny?
This and that. North Milton in lovely Baltimore. What did you do to figure out that this is the true and correct phone number?
I start calling them. I start calling the phone numbers. The 202 number, I reached him directly. I believe is that is a cell phone. The other two numbers, one of them is a cleaners that I believe he probably owns. I think he owns that cleaners, and then the other one is like a home number.
Okay. We have a closed laundromat. Am I right?
No, it's open. It's operating. It's for sale at $485,000, and I spoke to him and said that we were looking to obtain a long-term lease with reasonable rates, and asked him if he was interested in talking, and he said yeah, and I told him my partner and I would give him a call back later.
Okay. Well, that's him saying, yeah, I'm interested in the lease and the sale. $485,000. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do have a lot of experience. $485,000 doesn't turn to zero overnight. First, you said it's been for sale for almost a year, so it needs to.
No, so looking on, I think it's been a couple months, maybe.
Okay. We'll have some fun. I'm not going to try to beat the guy up, but the point is, if you can't build a laundromat for $500,000. If I could build a brand new one across town for $200K, why in the holy hell would I give this guy $485K? This phone call,
right.
At first you play the game, but I have to be careful. There's a tightrope act here. I don't want to go in great guns at first. I want to be kind enough and gentle enough to make him understand that we are the better mousetrap, that we are the better tenant. And I can get him to say in 5 minutes, yeah, you're not going to buy it, but some other sucker will. That's not really our goal here. All right, let's try the number. What do you think? It's Sueng, is that his first name?
I believe it's Sueng, yes.
All right, stand by. Mute your phone. Be prepared to take good notes. I'm Danny D'Angelo. I'm calling on a commercial space for lease, 619.
Okay.
Actually, a laundromat currently.
Okay. Well, I didn't advertise for renting the laundromat.
I beg your pardon?
I didn't put the for rent. How did you find that I'm going to rent the space?
There's a listing in the MLS. Do you run the laundromat? Are you the laundromat owner? Do you operate the laundromat?
Yeah, I do. I'm running the laundromat right now.
Okay. Do you own the property as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not your sale listing to sell the location?
We have a sale listing, but not for lease.
Okay. Okay. Let's back up. So you own the building. You're the landlord. You own the building and you operate the laundromat.
Right.
Perfect. So you are not interested in leasing the space long term and collecting a rent check for the next 15 years.
What are you renting for?
Commensurate and appropriate rent for a laundromat, depending on the square footage. I mean, you would have to tell me. I don't provide you as a landlord the rate of rent. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know, but you're trying to run the laundromat there?
Yeah, so I'm Danny. I've been running laundromats for 15 years successfully, most of them. It's not a glamorous business. It's not sexy. We both know that. So my intention here is to sign a long-term lease and then input new equipment. I'm interested in the infrastructure, the gas, water, electric. It's already there. I'm not currently purchasing properties. I'm not interested in buying the property itself, but I'm most certainly interested in signing a long-term lease. And I don't want to get into all the discussion about the purchase of the building. You want to sell the building? Sell it with a long-term tenant and a brilliant laundromat that's operating successfully. sell it to someone else, but not to me. Sell it with that tenant in place. That's also an option for you.
Okay.
You have several options.
Yeah, that's one of the options.
And so I need to spend $300,000 on equipment to make this place successful. I'm prepared to do so, but I'm signing long-term 15-year leases. I have two questions.
Okay.
First is this: what is the exact square footage of the laundromat?
I don't have on my hand, but the building itself is around 5,500 square feet.
Okay, but so we both know that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
We both know that's meaningless.
And the laundromat is about 3,000, little over 3,000 square feet.
Okay, so it's 3,000 square feet. And the next question is also a simple one. What is your rate? What is your ask? How much do you need a month for that to make sense? I don't know if you have a mortgage. I don't know if you own the building outright, but I'm wondering, what would your rate of rent be?
The rent, I didn't laundromat for a long time. Actually, I owned the building, and there was a tenant, and she had to move to California in a hurry. So, I took over what she has there. But before she left, the lease we got for her, if you want, I can send a copy of the lease that I had. It was about a little over $3,000 a month.
Okay, so she was paying about $1 a square foot.
Right.
Look, so I get it. Okay, she. Let's talk about her. I'm not asking. I never asked what your previous tenant did or why they left it or how you took it over. You obtained the store for free. I intend to do the same, but I intend to pay your rent on time every time. At $1 a square foot, the difference with me, what's the difference? So I have debt service. I'm going to be spending not only on rent, like your previous tenant, but also debt service on brand new equipment. I've been doing this for a very long time. My partner, Mr. Knox, and I are looking to build some more stores in the area, and it's simple stuff. We sign the lease. If I give you $1 a square foot over the next 15 years, it's close to $400,000. Not bad. Not bad. We can talk about it. You're trying to sell the business for 400. I'm not even going to ask. 485. I'm asking. Here I am. It's 485,000. Where did you arrive at that price?
What do you mean?
Why is that's the building, okay, and the business, correct?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the building appraise for? What's the current bank appraisal on the building?
Well, I didn't go through the bank. I paid, when I bought it, I paid full cash. So I didn't go through any bank, so I haven't.
Well, so how do you expect me to buy a piece of property not knowing what the bank appraisal is? Now you laugh. We're on the same page. So forget about all that. Forget about the sale of the building. Sell it to somebody else, but sell it with a good long-term tenant in place. I'd like to see the lease. Yes. What's your email address? I'm going to email you. You send me back the previous lease, and I'm going to send you a letter of intent. We're going to sign this thing, and we're going to start swinging hammers and put some new equipment in this store. What's your email address?
Well, I will text my email address to this number. Is it okay?
Yeah, this is my cell phone, absolutely.
Okay, and your name is?
Danny, D'Angelo.
Danny?
My partner is Mr. Knox.
Okay.
Yeah, fire me off
Danny.
your email address, and we'll get this thing done. This is a better option for everybody. There's always three directions you can go in on any real estate deal. And hell, in a year, we're going to have a brand new, shiny laundromat. I'm going to try to beat you up on that rent, too, because I have debt service for it. But let's get to the paperwork. Let's go to the mattresses.
All right. First of all, I'll send you my email address. All right.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
What a brilliant call that was. So
that was phenomenal.
Here's a guy, I don't need to reiterate what happened, but here's a guy that's saying, I want to sell the place for $485. Where'd you arrive at that price? Oh, I don't know. I just pulled it out of my ass.
Right.
Are you trying? And I don't even get into I could have gone further. I told you that's not my intention. But we got him to admit that his price is made up fairy dust.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And he had a tenant that he kind of inherited.
He bought the building for $300K 10 years ago. His only tenant was a laundromat. She left to go back to California. There's so many excuses for the sale of these businesses or for walking away, which is what she did. And Sueng walked in and looked around and he said, look at all this equipment. Flipped the sign to open and started operating it. He's not making money because he doesn't know how to run a laundromat. He never bought my DVD. He has no idea what he's doing. And so what do? We sell the store. But then out of the blue, a phone call comes from Danny. And I can't help but nudge the guy and make him understand, dude, you ain't selling it. It ain't happening.
Right.
Sell it when there's a bright, shiny, beautiful laundromat in place. All right.
Exactly. Sounds good, Danny. I appreciate it.
He just texted me his email address. I'm going to send him back a little razzle-dazzle email.
Okay.
And I'm going to forward you my letter of intent with instruction. Fill it out. He said $1 a square foot.
Right. That's perfect.
He already said that, so that means we'll get in at 75 cents.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Danny. Appreciate it.
Get the LOI done. We'll send it tomorrow.
Okay.
There you have it. There's a cold call. We find a laundromat for sale with property for $485,000, and we turn that to nothing. Stay tuned. See you next week.